beautiful morning here at Anza Borrego Desert State Park. The sun is just rising. I'm here at Mountain Springs Campground. Very peaceful morning. Somewhat windy last night. Very windy this morning. Heading up to the Mountain Palm Springs to check out the palm trees. Looks like it's just a sandy trail to follow up to the Mountain Palm Springs dead ahead. I'm starting from the Mountain Palm Springs Campground. So here's the first palm grove in the desert. So it's an easy trail from the parking lot or the campground. Just take a sandy trail, more or less just walk up all the way here. It's like a quarter mile-ish. And then you will practically be there at the campground. Not the campground, but the palm trees. The oasis where the palm trees are growing. Obviously, there has to be water for them to grow. And as you can see, yes, there, it is wet down here, so somehow there's a good water source. Kind of interesting to see that you have water here in the desert, abundant enough for the palm trees to grow. All right, I'm going to continue on the Mountain Palm Springs Trail. Just a tad further down from the three palm trees there, go further up and you will come across another set of palm trees. This is a much larger grove up here. I think this is the main one. Still quite wet as far as the soil is concerned. That's why they are growing so well. Right in between the main grove, looks like a whole bunch of trees here were scorched. They kind of darkened. I wondered if there's a wildfire that caused them to be scorched black like this in the trunk. But at least they survived. Just going past the palm groves. You just continue to follow this trail and climb up the mountain a little bit, and hopefully that will take you to another grove. Looks like it's further up that way. Here we are, another larger grove of the fan palms directly in front. Just need to head down this trail to get there. Maybe slippery because it's all sandy. Very peaceful here. So right amongst the palms, you can see it's kind of moist down there. That's why they managed to survive in the desert. I guess this is where all the water kind of accumulates. And they are all blackened a little bit. I suspect they might have been slightly burned in some wildfires. That's my guess. Nice and cool in the shade. So I'm continue on my trail to the elephant tree. So came up, there's a zigzagging path, somewhat steep. That's why it's zigzagging up this way. When you get up here, you get a really nice view of the grove right down here, and then the campground just past the wash, and then of course the desert view beyond that. So let me continue on and get to the Torote bowl or whatever it's called. I believe there's like an elephant tree or a bunch of them to look at. All right, so you see some of these posts here that probably is there to guide you. I think the have to take the switchback, but you get a good view of where I came from, somewhere over that area. A little bit of rock scrambling over here, not too much. And I think I just need to get over to the top of this bluff here. Almost there. I can see another sign further up there. Not sure what it says, but we'll find out. I'm sure it's getting closer. So here's the sign. If I go this way, that will take me to Bow Willow Campground, and then half a mile to Torote Bow that way. So let me just see if I can go over to an opening here and see if I can see the Bow Willow Campground. Which is where I wanted to stay initially, but because it's first come first serve, everything was filled up by the time I got there around 2 p.m. on Friday afternoon. So I guess if you want to stay there, got to get there early. I'm not sure when people got there, but obviously 2 p.m. on Friday is too late. But at least I know the Mountain Palm Springs Campground is just a tad down the road, like a mile and a half. So you can kind of see right there, there's a car shimmering in the distance. I don't know if it's actually visible in the video or not. That's where the campground is. Can't put my finger there, otherwise it would focus on my finger, but you can see the right there. Zoom in. That's the campground. That's Bow Willow Campground. But I'm actually closer to the places that I'm going to go hike, so less of a hike for me. Going back this way to Torote Bow. That was a continuous climb from the split or the intersection to Bow Willow to this Torote Bow trail. And I guess this is where we are. Maybe this is the tree that we're supposed to be looking at. I don't know. So I believe this here is the Torote Bow, and I suspect these are the trees that they are talking about. There's one right as you get into the area, right next to the sign. Came all the way down there. I think according to my watch, about this is 1,300 feet high, and I climbed only 100 and well, from where I started, I think it's 500 feet or so. Here's a panorama from the peak at Torote Bowl. There's the palm grove. The wash right there. Behind it is the campground where I came from. I'm kind of like right at the edge. So that's Mountain Springs Campground. And way that way, kind of like right where the wash is the Bow Willow campground. So both campgrounds will have trails that leads you to the Torote Bowl and the Mountain Palm Springs. Nice breeze up here. All right, that's it for Torote Bowl. I'm gonna head back. Let's see how long it takes. Made it back to the campground. Took about 20 minutes from the top at the Torote Bowl, coming downhill. Just have to be a little bit careful because of the rocky, slippery trail, and it's a steep downhill.